On October 20, 2025, as the first rays of a golden sunrise bathed the gilded spires of Bangkok's Grand Palace in a soft, ethereal light, the nation of Thailand, and the world beyond, mourned the passing of a woman whose grace and quiet strength had woven herself into the very fabric of a kingdom's soul. Queen Sirikit, the beloved consort of the late King Bhumibol Adulyadej and mother to a king, who departed this life at the venerable age of 93. Her gentle spirit finally at rest after a lifetime of unwavering devotion and dignified service. Just days earlier, in the hushed corridors of King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital, where she had been receiving care since October 17 for a stubborn bloodstream infection that had quietly sapped her vitality, Sirikit slipped away peacefully, surrounded by the whispers of prayers and the tender hands of those who loved her most, her children, grandchildren, and the devoted staff who had become like family over her long hospitalization. Born Princess Sirikit Kitayakara on August 12, 1932, in the opulent yet tradition-bound world of Bangkok's royal circles, she was not merely a queen. She was a symbol of elegance and empathy, a style icon whose silk ensembles and subtle smiles captivated the globe, a philanthropist whose hands touched the lives of millions through tireless advocacy for the rural poor, women's rights, and Thai cultural preservation. Today, as Thailand enters a year of national mourning, flags at half-mast, public events cancelled, and hearts heavy with collective sorrow, we trace the emotional silken threads of Sirikit's extraordinary tapestry. Her cause of death, a serene surrender to the body's natural ebb. Her age, a testament to a life richly lived across nearly a century of change. The family that was her eternal anchor, the net worth entwined with a monarchy's majestic legacy, the lifestyle of refined poise and profound purpose, and the biography of a princess turned queen whose quiet revolutions reshaped a nation. This isn't a regal recitation. It's a heartfelt homage to Sirikit, a woman whose legacy blooms like the jasmine she so adored, reminding us to embrace our roles with her same unyielding grace, to love as deeply as she did, and to leave the world a little more beautiful than we found it. From the sun-dappled courtyards of Bangkok's Dusit Palace, where the air hummed with the soft rustle of silk and the distant chime of temple bells, Sirikit's world was nurtured in the embrace of a family whose noble lineage blended ancient Thai aristocracy with a profound sense of duty, a close-knit circle of privilege tempered by personal trials that forged her into the empathetic empress she became. As the third of 4 children born to Prince Nakatra Mankala Kitayakara, a high-ranking diplomat whose scholarly mind and diplomatic finesse shaped Thailand's post-war international relations, and Princess Sangwan Talapat, a woman of quiet elegance whose grace was her greatest inheritance, Sirikit grew up in a household where education and etiquette danced hand in hand with heartfelt humanism, her father's library a sanctuary of French literature and Thai poetry, where young Sirikit first discovered her love for the arts, her mother's gentle guidance teaching her the subtle art of compassion amid the court's formalities. Her siblings, older sisters Adulya and Chulabhorn, and brother Nakatra, were her earliest confidants, their childhood a symphony of palace games and shared secrets under the frangipani trees. Adulya's adventurous spirit inspiring Sirikit's own quiet rebellions against rigid protocol, Chulabhorn's scholarly pursuits mirroring her passion for cultural preservation, and her brother's diplomatic destiny, a shadow that highlighted her path to the throne. Family life was a delicate balance of opulence and obligation. Holidays in the cool hills of Hua Hin, where the royal yacht rocked gently on azure waves, laughter mingling with lessons in Thai classical dance, and quiet evenings where her mother's stories of royal ancestors instilled a sense of stewardship over the people. This aristocratic upbringing wasn't without shadows. The early death of her father in 1952, just months before her engagement to King Bhumibol, left a void that deepened her resilience, her mother's steadfast support a beacon through the whirlwind of wedding preparations and ascension to queenship. Sirikit's own family blossomed in 1950 with her marriage to Bhumibol Adulyadej, then Prince of Thailand, a union born of youthful love and arranged destiny that would produce 4 remarkable children. Princesses Ubolratana in 1951, a trailblazer in film and philanthropy whose independent spirit echoes her mother's. King Maha Vajiralongkorn, born 1952, the current Rama X whose reign carries forward the legacy of stability. Princess Maha Chakri Sirindhorn in 1955, the intellectual princess whose Scholarly devotion to Thai culture honors Sirikit's passions, and Princess Chulabhorn in 1957, a scientist and advocate whose work in toxicology reflects the family's commitment to progress. Grandchildren and great-grandchildren multiplied the joy, over 20 in total, their playful energy a delight during family gatherings at Chitralada Palace, where Sirikit would gather them for storytelling sessions laced with lessons of humility and heritage. No public scandals marred their bond. Bhumibol's passing in 2016 was a national cataclysm that drew the family closer, Sirikit's quiet strength a pillar as they navigated mourning and coronation. Extended kin from the Kittayakara line added layers of legacy. Cousins in diplomatic circles whose global tales broadened her worldview. Aunts whose silk-weaving traditions inspired her famous Thai fashion initiatives. Even in her final days, family was her finale. Ubolratana's hand in hers during hospital visits. Sirindhorn's readings from ancient texts a soothing salve. Vajiralongkorn's royal decree of mourning a son's solemn vow. Now, with the palace draped in black and the nation's tears flowing like the Chao Phraya, their loss resonates like a temple gong's fading ring. A poignant truth. Family isn't the crown's cold gleam. It's the warm embrace that sustains the soul when the spotlight dims. Sirikit Kittayakara's biography unfolds like a royal Ramayana, a princess's poetic ascent from Bangkok's gilded gardens to the throne's timeless throne. A narrative of diplomatic destiny and devoted duty that transformed a young bride into Thailand's enduring emblem of elegance and empathy. Born on that auspicious August day in 1932, the third daughter of Prince Nakatra and Princess Sangwin, Sirikit was immersed in privilege from her cradle in the Swan Duzit Palace. Her early years a blend of French tutors and Thai traditions, ballet lessons in Lausanne during her father's ambassadorship, where she honed her poise, returning to Bangkok with a worldly grace that captivated the court. At 17, fate's silken thread wove her to Bhumibol Adulyadej, the crown prince whose automobile accident in 1948 had left him recovering in Switzerland. Their 1949 engagement, sealed with a sapphire ring, blossomed into a 1950 wedding that united two royal houses. Sirikit ascending as queen consort at 17, her simple white gown a symbol of fresh beginnings amid post-war Thailand's turbulence. The 1950s crowned her consort, traveling with Bhumibol on his globe-trotting goodwill tours, her charm disarming dignitaries from Washington to London. Her 1952 coronation a spectacle of splendor that solidified her role as the people's princess. Motherhood marked the 50s and 60s. Birthing Ubolratana, Vajiralongkorn, Sirindhorn, and Chulabhorn. Her palace nurseries a haven of royal rearing blended with modern education. Her hands-on parenting a quiet revolution in a monarchy of protocol. The 1970s tested her tenacity. The violent student uprisings of 1973 and 1976 drawing her into diplomacy's depths. Her Red Cross patronage a lifeline for the wounded. Her 1979 cyclone relief in the South a hands-on heroism that earned her the title Mother of the Land. Philanthropy became her power cord. Founding the Queen Sirikit Foundation in 1976 for rural development, her support foundation aiding hill tribes with crafts that empowered women, her Thai silk promotion turning tradition into global couture, her style chong kraban skirts and intricate jewelry. A UNESCO-recognized icon that graced Vogue and inspired designers worldwide. The 80s and 90s deepened her devotion. Bhumibol's reign her steadfast shadow, her 1988 visit to the U.S. a bridge of goodwill, her environmental advocacy planting millions of trees in drought-struck lands. The 2000s brought personal tempests. Bhumibol's 2016 death a national eclipse that saw her step back as Queen Mother. Her 2012 stroke a silent stroke that confined her to Duzit Palace. Yet her spirit soared through proxies, Sirindhorn's regency, her foundations flourishing. At 93, her arc was an epic of endurance. Decades defining Thailand's modern monarchy. A life of quiet queenship that proved royalty resides not in regalia, but in the ripples of compassion. Away from the palace's polished pomp and the public's adoring gaze, Sirikit's lifestyle was a masterclass in refined restraint. A harmonious blend of royal ritual and personal repose, where the queen's crown weighed heavy but her heart remained light. Her days a delicate dance of duty, devotion, and discreet delight that made her as relatable as she was regal. Envision her in the 1970s heyday. Duzit Palace mornings in silk fabyong robes, her 5 feet 4 inches frame gliding through gardens of bougainvillea, tending orchids with a gardener's gentle touch, the air scented with jasmine from her private conservatory, a sanctuary where she'd sketch floral designs for her famous silk collections. She lived the queenly life with quiet elegance. No ostentatious excess, just disciplined dawns of Thai classical dance practice to keep her poise sharp, afternoons lost in French novels or embroidery sessions with her daughters, her needlework a meditative melody amid the monarchy's murmurs. Food was her folk therapy. Simple Thai feasts of tom yum and pad Thai shared with Bhumibol in private pavilions, her fondness for mango sticky rice a sweet secret indulgence. Later years embracing lighter fare like herbal soups during health retreats in Hua Hin, where the sea breeze soothed her soul. Travel was her tonic. State visits to Europe where she'd charm with her bilingual wit, quiet escapes to Chiang Mai's hill tribes to oversee foundation projects, her hands weaving with artisans in a bid to preserve cultural threads. Sirikit's style was legendary subtlety. The Thai chic of berets and cheongsams that blended Parisian flair with Siamese silk, her jewelry, sapphire tiaras and pearl chokers, symbols of state but worn with effortless warmth, inspiring global fashion icons from Michelle Obama to modern designers. Romantically, Bhumibol was her lifelong libretto. Their 66-year marriage a private poetry of shared sunrises and whispered wisdom, anniversaries marked with orchid bouquets and palace picnics, his passing a profound pause she navigated with stoic serenity. Philanthropy was her pulse. Red Cross presidency since 1956, visiting flood victims with baskets of aid, her foundation's rural electrification lighting thousands of lives. Evenings unwound with warmth. Chamber music recitals in the palace hall, family film nights with her grandchildren giggling over Disney tales, or solitary sunsets on the palace balcony, reflecting on the kingdom's tapestry. Sirikit's world was whimsical wisdom, a life where royalty's rigor met humanity's hush, teaching us that true elegance blooms in the beauty of becoming, not just being. Sirikit's financial footprint was one of majestic modesty, her personal net worth estimated at around $100 million within the Thai royal family's vast $30 to $40 billion empire. A queen's quiet fortune from foundations, jewels, and cultural ventures, built not on personal profit but on the profound privilege of stewardship that rewarded her selfless service. Palace assets like Dusit and Chitralada formed the foundation, her silk promotion generating millions in exports through the Support Foundation, Royal Jewels, a collection valued at $50 million, symbols of state but tied to her legacy. Philanthropic empires like the Queen Sirikit Foundation, with endowments in the tens of millions, amplified her influence without amassing for herself, her Red Cross patronage channeling royal funds to the needy. No opulence defined her dollars. At 93, that $100 million funded the fundamentals: palace preservations, family trusts for her children's causes, generous gifts to Hill tribe education echoing her advocacy. It was wealth with wisdom. Fortune favors the feeling it fosters, a crown of compassion over coin. In the fading light of October 20th, 2025, Sirikit's cause of death reveals the gentle close to her graceful chapter. A bloodstream infection that had quietly worsened since her October 17th hospitalization at King Chulalongkorn Memorial Hospital, complications from years of illnesses including a 2012 stroke and 2019 ailments, her body finally yielding after a lifetime of unyielding poise. The palace's announcement a serene send-off for a queen who faced frailty with the same dignity she brought to the throne. At 93, on the eve of more foundation milestones, her exit aches like a royal fanfare faded. Bhumibol's 2016 loss echoed in the nation's renewed mourning. Vajiralongkorn's decree of a year-long vigil a son's solemn salute. This isn't curtain call. It's a call to carry her compassion, to weave her wisdom into our own lives. Sirikit Kittiyakra's life was a luminous legacy. From Bangkok blooms to queenly quests, family her flawless foundation, lifestyle her luminous light, net worth her nuanced nod. At 93, her peaceful passing pens a poignant palace ballad, beckoning us to grace through the grief, hold our harmonies close. Ubolratana, Vajiralongkorn, Sirindhorn, Chulabhorn. They carry her crown now, their sorrow our shared silks, summoning us to serve on in her spirit. Sirikit's elegance endures in every jasmine garland, a legacy launching lives skyward. If Sirikit's silken story has stirred your soul today, as it has mine, Please subscribe for more tales of timeless grace that touch the heart. And give this video a like to let her light linger. It honors the Queen in us all. Thank you for joining this emotional expedition. Embrace your elegance, cherish your circle, and let compassion be your crown.